Do you know which cruise ship is the largest in the world? Is it possible for a cruise ship to be bigger than a navy or cargo ship? Yes, it is, and we have just the right vessel to prove it. We bring to you Symphony of the Seas, the largest cruise ship in the world. With a capacity to accommodate thousands of people on board, this leisure boat has been the talk of the ocean travel industry. In this video, we reveal exciting bits of information about this vessel and what it contains. By the end of the video, you will understand why so many people are desperate to sail away for weeks or months on board the Symphony of the Seas. And so, we begin. Let's start this video with a brief background. The Symphony of the Seas is an Oasis cruise ship operated by a company called Royal Caribbean International. Built in the Chantier de l'Atlantique shipyard in Saint-Nazaire, France, the Symphony is the fourth cruise ship owned by Royal Caribbean International. Regarded as the largest cruise ship in the world by tonnage, the Symphony is bigger than her sister ship, the Harmony of the Seas, also owned by Royal Caribbean International. This vessel is 1,184 feet long, with an overall tonnage of 228,081 across 18 decks. It can accommodate up to 5,518 passengers, but this number can rise to 6,680 passengers at double the occupancy. The ship also has a cabin crew of 2,200 people. There are 22 restaurants on board, 4 pools, 16 decks, and 2,759 cabins. By length, she is 98 feet longer than the largest US military vessels ever built, which are the US Nimitz aircraft carriers. The Symphony of the Seas is built to cater to the needs of fun seekers who want to enjoy the full value of travelling from one part of the globe to another on a cruise ship. There is a kiddies water park, a full-sized basketball court, a zip line, a 1,400-seater movie theatre, an outdoor aquatic theatre, rocking walls, and a natural park containing more than 20,000 tropical plants. The Symphony is powered by 6 marine diesel engines, each having a 3-cylinder Wärtsilä 16V46D and 3 12-cylinder Wärtsilä 12V46D engines. Its engine's efficiency allows the ship to generate power for its operation with just 85 megawatts compared to other Oasis-class vessels that need up to 100 megawatts to power up. Engineers also infused a signature design lighting feature. The Symphony only uses fluorescent or LEDs for lighting to avoid the heat generation of incandescent bulbs. These lighting systems also consume less power, which makes them the ideal systems for a vessel this big. To put things into proper perspective about why the Symphony is such a valuable ship, we need to look no further than the activities passengers can enjoy while on board. This vessel has redefined cruising in ways no other vessel has ever done. Whether you are zooming across a water slide or rocking from side to side in an artificial wave, the innovative designs of this vessel is sure to thrill the average passenger. In a nutshell, here are features that make the Symphony of the Seas a moving island of fun. 7 unique neighborhoods, 4 pools, 10 whirlpools, several bars and lounges, 22 restaurants, Abyss water slide, 2 rock climbing walls, 2 flow rider surf simulators, zip line, basketball court, 3 multi-story water slides, a spa and fitness center. Like with all industries, the cruise shipping industry suffered significant losses in 2020. The pandemic forced Royal Caribbean International to suspend its services in all its ships, including the Symphony. This drastic move was made after a 27-year-old crew member in the housekeeping department tested positive for COVID-19 and died in April 2020 after he was evacuated from the vessel. The tragedy led to a lawsuit against the management by members of the victim's family. The Royal Caribbean Company is not the only firm to suffer the strains of the COVID pandemic. Many others did too. Until 2020, the cruise industry was the fastest-growing sector in the travel industry. Over a period of 5 years, the demand for cruise services went up by 20.5%. In 2017 alone, stats show that about 26.7 million people traveled on board cruise vessels. This figure increased to 28.5 million people globally in 2018 and an upshoot to 32 million people in 2020 before the pandemic struck. In 2018, the global cruise ship sector was worth about $150 billion. The huge profit potential in the industry has continued to attract investors, with over 50 cruise lines operating more than 270 cruise vessels. However, only 3 main players control about 75% of the market. These 3 companies control large fleets that brought in combined revenue of $34.2 billion in 2018 alone. These 3 entities also saw the value of their shares reach an all-time high of $134.55, $58.79, and $51.35 per share. During the height of the pandemic, with most national borders and ports closed for business, thousands of passengers were stranded at sea. For instance, Canada banned vessels with more than 500 passengers from docking at any of its seaports. The government of the US, New Zealand, and Australia banned all foreign vessels from coming in and direct foreign-owned vessels to leave their ports. Due to these measures, passengers of the Symphony at the time were held on board for more than a month before they were repatriated. The same went for all vessels in the industry. The COVID pandemic has caused a great deal of concern among cruise ship operators as regards the safety of crew members, with stringent protocols put in place to prevent the spread of the virus on board their ships. Some of the protocols now common aboard vessels globally include virus screening, protocol monitoring, implementation of comprehensive sanitation measures, regular inspections, an increase in onboard medical services and medical staff increases. While these measures have been effective ways to slow the spread of the virus, it has done very little to stop the financial hemorrhage currently bedeviling the industry. The operators of the Symphony of the Seas, like other cruise ship owners, make their money from 2 main sources: through ticket sales, which account for 62% of total revenue, and onboard purchases, which are primarily food and drinks, spa treatments, casino gambling, shore excursions, and art auctions. All these make up the remaining 38% revenue stream. Before COVID, the 3 biggest operators in the industry reported revenues of $4.7 billion, $2.4 billion, and $1.4 billion in the first quarter of 2019. All 3 ranked in net incomes of $336 million, $257 million, and $118 million during the same period. So, with the radical drop in passenger traffic, Royal Caribbean International earned almost 0% revenue in 2020. With most countries under lockdowns and no cruise tourists on board, the company made no profit. The Symphony of the Seas has had its own fair share of controversy beside the tragedy involving one of its crew members who died of COVID. In January 2019, while the vessel was docked in Nassau, a passenger jumped overboard but survived. This action caused a great deal of consternation among the crew and passengers. The culprit and his friends were turned over to the police but were not charged. The only price they had to pay was to return to their home countries at their own expense. Then in August 2019, a passenger from Australia died after going overboard during a 7-day voyage in the Caribbean, and his body was recovered by officials shortly after. The Symphony of the Seas is an advanced cruise ship that has thrilled guests for more than 3 years now, exclusive of COVID hit 2020. Despite its struggles last year, prospective passengers hope that as COVID infection rates decline and the world economy opens up, cruise voyages will commence once again. Would you want to go on a cruise? Let us know in the comments section below. Also, kindly subscribe to our channel for more videos. Thanks for watching.